It's Monday morning and you're walking into work. Everyone you meet says, "Hi, how you doing?" And you answer, "I'm good. I'm fine." Maybe you don't put your thumbs up like this, but you say, "I'm good. I'm fine." And you quickly move on to asking how they're doing because you don't really want to get into it. Because the truth is just a lot more complicated than 1-2 second interchange can ever begin to cover. You know what I'm talking about, right? Because the reality behind the smile probably looks a little something like this. You wake up in the morning, and before your feet even hit the floor, the list starts running through your head. What needs to happen today? Who needs what from me? What did I forget yesterday? What's due? What's behind? What's falling apart in the background while I'm trying to hold all of this other stuff together? And with all of that weighing on you, you get up, you show up, you do all the things, you take care of all the people, you go to work, or you look for work if you're like me, or you do both. You handle the finances, the appointments, the aging parents, the kids who still need you, even though they're adults, or maybe they're just still at home and they, of course, need you. You worry about the future and how you're going to make it to retirement, but you're worried even more about how you're going to pay for retirement once you get there. The economy stresses you out. The job market is absolutely brutal right now. You're worried because the world seems to be getting a lot crazier every single day. And while you're doing all of this and you're worrying about all of that, you smile when people ask you how you're doing and you say, "Fine." You know it's not true, so you avoid the question. And that's why I'm here. That's what I'm talking about right now. That pressure, that stress, that feeling of trying so hard to handle everything and hold it all together. When I think of this, I get this image in my mind of little Tom Holland as Spider-Man. He's like hanging in the middle of that ferry. Remember the scene? And the ferry, the boat is broken in two. And there's the web shot out this way, and there's a web shot out that way. And he's just dangling there, and he's holding on for dear life, trying to keep everyone from going under and, drowning. That's what I feel like. Only I'm not young and cute like Tom Holland, and I'm definitely don't have Spidey powers holding this sinking ship together. And I'm just saying, there's no Iron Man in sight bailing me out. This is midlife stress. That's what this channel is about. Not just what it is, but how we can navigate through with a little more sanity and a little bit more grace. So let's talk. Because the truth is that somewhere in the middle of all the things that you're doing and you're trying to do, you lost track of yourself. Not in a dramatic way. You didn't fall apart. Well, some of you didn't fall apart, not me, because I totally fell apart. But even then, you and I were still functioning. We're still responsible, still the person everyone counts on. But inside you're exhausted in a way that getting a little sleep just doesn't even begin to fix. If that's where you are right now, I totally get it. I feel that way too. I completely understand. But I also need you to hear something really, really important. You are not weak. You are not failing. You are not broken. Despite what that little voice in your head is telling you, despite all of the pressure that you feel to keep up, despite all of the evidence that seemingly piles up day after day after day, convincing you that you're not enough, that you're not doing enough, that you should be doing something more, the real truth is that you are not weak, you are not failing, and you are not broken. And you absolutely are enough. You're a Gen X woman in midlife, and the load that you're carrying right now is genuinely heavy. It's not in your head, and it's not a mindset problem. It is real, and it's a lot, and almost nobody is acknowledging that or talking about it. Nobody ever talks about us. It's millennials this and boomers that. But we're the ones in the middle holding all of that together right now. We're the sandwich generation. We were raised in a different way than those that came before us and those that came after us. We were the latchkey kids, the independent ones. We were the generation that figured it all out on our own and didn't complain about it. We were raised to keep going, period. We were told that we could have it all. The career, the family, the whole thing. And we said, okay, and we tried. And now we're in midlife and in the middle of it, and the bill is coming due. Because here's what having it all actually looks like for a lot of us right now. We're still working, maybe barely holding on, trying to stay relevant in the workforce. That seems like it's moving on without us, especially with AI taking over everything right now, right? Maybe the world did move on and we're searching for work in a job market that is not friendly to anyone right now, much less those of us with degrees and experience and, wrinkles. We're watching our parents age and we're stepping in to help emotionally, practically, and sometimes financially. Our bodies are changing in ways that, for me, is absolutely shocking and completely unwelcome. Our relationships need attention that we don't necessarily have the time or the energy to give. And worst of all, retirement doesn't feel close enough to rescue us, to give us a break or a breather from carrying all of this. That is not a personal failure. That is a perfect storm, and you've been standing in the middle of it, holding an umbrella, trying to keep everybody else dry. Meanwhile, you're getting soaking wet. So here's the reframe that I want to offer you now, and it's the one that's helping me more than anything else, and I want to share it with you. You being in survival mode is not proof that you have failed. You didn't fail. You're doing it. You're surviving. But survival mode is a signal. It's a warning. And it's the one that we need to pay attention to, and I mean right now. It means that the way that you've been carrying your life may not be sustainable anymore. And that is not a character flaw. It is just information. It's important information that your body and your mind and your spirit are trying to give you. When a warning light comes in your car, you don't decide that it's broken beyond repair and you ditch it. You pay attention. You find out what it's telling you, and then you do something about it. That warning light in our lives right now, that's the exhaustion. That's what the numbness is. That's what the quiet voice inside that keeps saying, I just can't do this anymore. Since you're watching this video, I'm guessing that you've had a few or maybe a lot of those warning lights popping up. And for me, I had and I continue to have warning lights go off all the time, and a lot of them. But my body decided that it had enough and it pushed the stop button, and I mean hard. So what I'm going to say next is not coming from a place that I've got it all figured out and life is peachy. It's coming from a place of something's got to change, and right now. And it's coming from a place of having my body and my life hit me in the head with a 2x4 to get my attention. That's what I'm working on in my own life, and that's what I'm sharing with you. I am tired of just surviving, and I think you are too. We have to pay attention to those warning lights, because I can personally attest to the fact that we do not want life to force us to start paying attention, because when that happens, it is never good. Even if you're like me and it feels like a giant semi-truck just ran right over you and flattened you, we can do something. And I'm not talking about something major, because let's face it, you and I don't have the bandwidth to do a major life overhaul right now, as if that even works anyway. And thinking about adding more to our plate right now, it's just too much. So today, I'm not going to ask you to plan a life overhaul. I'm not even going to ask you to do a 30-day challenge or something like that. Today, I just want you to do one simple thing. That's it. I want you to sit with these two questions and answer them honestly. You're probably going to want to write them down because they're really important. The first question is, what is draining you the most right now? And the second, I need to ask, and it may sound like I'm pointing the finger or blaming, but I'm not. Just give me a second to explain after I ask the question, okay? Okay, after writing down what is draining you the most right now in your life, ask yourself, where am I making this harder for myself than it has to be right now? I'm not blaming, not shaming, just noticing. Yes, the load that you're carrying is genuinely heavy. It's true. But also true is the fact that we may accidentally be adding to the load without realizing it. Maybe we're holding ourselves accountable to an expectation that was handed down to us from family that we haven't questioned yet. Maybe it's an expectation that we have for ourselves that maybe isn't even appropriate or possible to live up to at this time in our lives. Maybe it's a way of talking to ourselves that we would never use with someone that we love. Maybe we take it all on ourselves and we don't share some of the load, like we're little Spider-Man trying to hold that boat together all on our own. Maybe we're escaping into habits that don't help us. Maybe. There's a whole long list of possible ways that we could be making things harder for ourselves. To help you out with this, I put together a whole bunch of possibilities of what could be happening, and I put it together on a list, and that list is in the video description below. There are things on that list that I'm sure that you haven't even considered that might be adding to your burden, so it's definitely worth checking it out. So go ahead and pause the video, go find the list, look it up, and write it down. Write down what is draining you the most and something that you might be unintentionally adding to your load. Okay, what did you come up with? What did you notice? You may not believe me, but I'm serious when I say that that question alone, when you get real with yourself, can tell you more about what needs to change than any productivity system or morning routine ever can. So take some time, sit with it, sit with what you just wrote down, but slow down. Wait. If you're like me, one of two things or both of the things are going to happen when you see this information staring at you in the face. One, you're going to feel guilty and you're going to start shaming yourself and spiraling. Or two, you're going to go crazy and start planning things and reworking things and figuring out what needs to be done, what you need to change, and how you're going to get on it. But don't do that. Remember, I said I was just going to ask you 2 questions today. And also remember that I said no blaming, no shaming, no making yourself feel guilty. You are not broken. You are surviving. You are doing it. And you don't have to make major changes or any changes at all right now. This week, a little bit of awareness can go a long way in helping us to come back to ourselves and make ourselves a priority. So that's it. Just let yourself be more aware this week. Is there something in your life that you're doing, saying, or thinking that could be making things harder for yourself? Just awareness, because awareness is the first step to helping you to feel better. Come back for my next video or hit the button at the end of this video that takes you to the next one if I've already made it, because that's where we start to go deeper. And when I say deeper, I mean one small step, and we're going to love ourselves through the whole thing. I want you to know that this is a safe space. We are not here to pretend. We're not going to do the toxic positivity or trick ourselves into believing that slapping a little smiley face sticker on it is all going to make it better and make it go away. And then we're going to turn around and blame and shame ourselves when that doesn't work or that doesn't happen. We're not going to act like everything is fine when it isn't. We're going to face the truth. We're going to find clarity, and we're going to take one step at a time. I'm doing this with you. I am right here in the middle of it all too. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. And please take a second to leave a comment, because that tells the algorithm that what we're talking about is important, and it pushes it out to others who might need this too. And one more thing. Right now, I'm building something especially for us. Hopefully, by the time you watch this, it's already there waiting for you. It's on my website called joyreturning.com. Go check it out, and I'll see you soon.